I'm becoming you know, this customers come in and they go, oh, you're that guy that was on my newsfeed. And I was like, yeah. And then sometimes I forget. Yeah. And I'm like, newsfeed? Like,
it's an adjustment. It's a little bit of adjustment.
Yeah. Nah, it's been happening a lot. Even regulars are like, yo, I saw that video, bro. Good shit.
One of my coworkers like really was like checking me on comic book stuff. He's like, oh, so you in the culture? And I'm like, shh. I'm like, dang, okay.
Hey, listen,
that's not bad. I'm learning. This is what it is. I'm trying to learn.
Exactly. That's what this is about. Because I'm not trying to be like some weirdo gatekeeper. Yeah. And that's why we do these videos.
No. Well, that's why like when I approached you and you like, actually I met you at a convention, Anime NYC.
Yes.
And then I think another
I was with my
Comic-Con. Yeah. At the time.
Yeah.
And you were like, yo, I gotta talk to y'all. And just like from then on, every time I had like comic book stuff or anything going on with the culture, I was like, I know a cool person I could talk to who's like just gonna tell me cool stuff and then
yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah.
That's what I'm trying to do. Mm-hmm. But there was one thing that I try not to be a gatekeeper, but it was one of those moments that I saw something on the internet and I was like, what the fuck? So I just want to straight off rip, just want to let One Piece fans know, Oda is not God. He did not invent comics. He did not invent stretchy people. I saw this fan art.
I was about to say, speaking of fan, I thought you was talking about something else. But okay.
No, I saw this fan art, and it was like Mr. Fantastic next to Luffy, whatever, and then it's gonna appear on the screen when the video is out. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So then I click, and then I go there, and then there's people like, oh, NetEast or whatever, blase blah, copied off of Oda. And I'm like, what the fuck?
People put him up there to that level, and rightfully so for a lot of reasons, but you come on, like,
all right, listen,
stretchy people. That's because when you said fan, I thought you meant like, you know, of course, you know, the new Fan 4 Stick trailer.
Exactly. And I was like, bro, like Marvel Rivals, like, got these One Piece fans, like, there can't be another stretchy guy. It got to be Luffy. But let me just, you know, let's just, for example, right? We got Mr. Fantastic, the dad of America's First Family. Came out in like what? In the early 60s. Fantastic Four 1, maybe like 61, 62, 63. I don't know, right? Let's just say, for whatever the reason, they're right. We could go back to Elongated Man, came out before Mr. Fantastic. Ooh. Flash 144.
Okay.
That was his first appearance.
Flash, I've noticed he also has some like fun villains.
Yeah.
Like with Captain Boomerang.
They were all silly. They were of their time.
Yeah. But
Elongated Man, he was a little more serious because his wife died and then he had to find out. He was solving the mystery. He's kind of depressing but also lighthearted. And he was doing stretchy shit too. Right? But let's go. Let me throw them a bone. Let's just say, for some reason,
it don't add up.
Yeah, and this guy from Flash 144, I don't know the person who created Elongated Man. Sorry. Let's say that he copied Oda. So we're gonna go 1941. 40 fucking 1.
How old is Oda? I don't even.
Exactly. Plastic Man.
Ooh, okay.
So Plastic Man was a guy with stretchy powers. He could turn himself into a ball and bounce and do all this crazy fun shit. Wisecracking guy, bank robber. Some might even say a pirate. Funny guy, witty, threw away his life of crime to be a hero. Sound familiar to you?
I don't know. It don't add up.
Yeah.
It don't add up.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah.
I think Oda's the GOAT. I think it's.
Yeah. No, listen.
No, the funny thing is, I think it's definitely. People forget, like, he's a fan of all this stuff. Like, you seen him, you hear him talk about it in interviews where he's like, no, I watched this cartoon, I watched that cartoon, I'm a fan of this, which is why I made that. But the fan base is just like.
they're like,
do you listen to your creator? Like, you know, he likes other stuff than he's doing.
Maybe he was a fan of Plastic
Man.
He
probably was. He absolutely was.
Slightly similar color scheme. Got the red. Got the red jumpsuit.
I'm gonna pull that up. I don't know what he looked like, so I'm about to.
He's just some guy. Listen, he's Plastic Man.
It's Plastic Man.
His first book was Please Comics. It ended up getting bought out by DC at some point. Plastic Man was so fucking brolic that he was outselling Superman at one point.
Wow. So he was like a Stretch Armstrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He helped DC get out of a very rough financial patch. And I don't think people realize how big Plastic Man was for his time. He was a superhero that was comedic, you know, and he was a bad guy. He was relatable, just like Luffy.
There you go.
You know,
your favorite anti-hero.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Then now nobody really cares about Plastic Man. And nobody really. So if anything, they're all copying off of Plastic Man. So give credit to Plastic Man.
Pay your respect. Pay respect.
Without Plastic Man, there would be
nothing.
Nothing. No Luffy.
No Luffy. No Pirate King. The Plastic King.
No Elongated Man.
No Elongated Man.
No Mr. Fantastic.
Nothing.
And then no Luffy.
Yeah.
Or maybe Oda will be the first one to like come up with like a plastic stretchy guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. We'll see. Did you actually like the trailer? Have you seen it yet? They dropped the teaser for
I saw it. It looks like it could be good.
Right.
That's it.
Right? It just looks like it could be good.
That was my.
But that's the thing is, when's the last time you said that on a Marvel trailer?
I feel like I always say that. Okay. I feel like I always say it looks like it could be good.
Because like it could be good. Okay.
But I'm always proven wrong.
I guess it's the first time in maybe a little minute. Okay, I granted Deadpool Wolverine was fun, but like I feel so like I feel like they're getting the gang back together. Yeah. They going back to the simple recipe. Just give me something fun.
It looks like a lot of character development is gonna go into the thing.
Yeah.
Ben Grimm.
It feels like a new story. It doesn't feel like, okay, obviously they're going to tie it in, but it feels like for a second, we're like, hey, let's just talk about these people for like 2 seconds.
Well, it feels like this is the beginning of a new, like this is a starting point for a new saga.
Yeah.
Like they're going to be the anchor.
Yeah.
That everything is going to be held on to.
Yeah.
So it looks, they can't fuck this up.
Right.
This is what I'm saying. Like if this is bad,
this has to be.
And I think they know that.
Yeah.
Because from the trailer, from the cast, it looks like all the eggs.
Yeah.
Because they're releasing it like a week after Superman or a week before Superman.
Okay.
So they doing that. they probably feeling a little.
They trying to like, hey, remember, we here. Like we always been here. We're gonna be here forever.
I don't understand why they would do that.
Listen, I have spent over 10 years of my life going to the theater, watching these movies, watching some of the shows. I like it. I mess with it. But there was a weird decline, like a slump in a way, you know? And it's like, not even that they were doing bad stuff. It was just like, it was all over the place.
It was too much.
Like you had to watch the app to see what was going on to watch the movies. I'm like, hey, I like movies. I love going to movies. I love pulling up to an event. But I digress. I definitely think this could be a good turn of events.
It was too much.
We don't have Dark Cloud Galactus, so that's good.
Dark Cloud, oh, that was awful. We don't have that bum Silver Surfer. Yeah. And then I seen a lot of people complaining about, I don't know, like, oh, it's a girl Silver Surfer. I mean, that's nothing new. Mm-hmm. I mean, I've definitely seen that happen a few times. I think Earth X did it. Yeah, but I think it was like a panel or something.
Could pull it off.
And then I knew that they did another. They've done female versions before. Like, I mean, but then again, I don't pay attention to shit like that. I don't care. If something's good, something's good. If it's bad, it's bad. End of story.
It's merit based. It's like, hey, how did you pull it off? Cool. Yeah. If you did, then you're not gonna hear no problems for me.
I don't pay attention to like there's some people that like to pay attention to like details and like just weird shit like that. Like I don't really care for that.
Right.
I'm here for good movies, good stories, not like I'm not gonna get into that. But what I will say is that it seems to be like it's an alternate. It's not gonna take place within the same timeline.
Yeah, because a lot of times people be breaking down the trailers and stuff, and I saw one like thumbnail of a video that was like, "Oh, his equation is."
How long was that video?
That video was like 30-40 minutes long. And the trailer came out 2 hours ago. So yeah, people pick this stuff apart way crazy. And that's a conversation I want to talk about because I'm like, it's getting ridiculous. It was fun at first, but now it's like every trailer, y'all gonna dissect it.
You need a 30-minute video to state the obvious.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
you know, like, as soon as they said it was,
if you look at this frame, you'll see the Thing is in this movie.
Of course. And I'm like, bro, like, it takes place in the 60s. Like,
yeah.
Of course, it's either going to be in the past and they're going to get to the future,
yeah.
or it's going to be in an alternate universe. You don't need a motherfucker explaining.
No.
You don't need 30 minutes for that.
You freeze frame, you see the equation he's working on shows multiverse. I'm like, of course. What do you think they've been talking about? What do you think they've been talking about?
So the one thing I will say that's very interesting is that I'm curious to know how they're going to blend it all together, because we know that the female Silver Surfer that they have, that's not going to be the canon Silver Surfer. Norrin Rad, in my opinion, he's out there in the mainline MC universe, whatever. That's our Silver Surfer, period. I don't care what anybody says. It's very obvious. She's not going to be there. Like, maybe at the end, Galactus will body her. I don't know, but that...
Some people are thinking, like, their planet, they're going to get destroyed type, and they're going to flee to another... Like, everybody's already tried to break open the plot and all this stuff, but, like, more than likely, it sounds like...
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like the obvious comic book flim-flam.
But I'm okay with that. Just, look, I can predict the end. Beginning should be pretty good, just as long as everything in the middle is, like, fun. Like, I want a good time.
It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time. I like Galactus. So we'll see. I'm wondering if he's gonna be the big bad. I'm wondering who's gonna be the big bad in this one. Is it gonna be Galactus? I think it has to be. Yeah. Because I don't really see anybody.
And there has to be some Doom cameo here or there or something like that.
I don't really know too much about Doom. But what I will say, because I'm not really a Fantastic Four guy, no offense, I don't mean to sound ageist or I don't mean to sound mean-spirited, but...
You told me once before, and I was like, I won't tell you exactly what you told me, but you were like, yeah, it was of its time. And I was like, I never even really realized it. I didn't know it was that far back in the timeline of Marvel. Like, I really didn't know.
I would say, like, customers of a certain age range really like Fantastic Four.
Okay.
And I could, like, as a kid, like... Not even as a kid, just as a young adult, I couldn't relate to it because it's just of its time about a nuclear family, and I can't relate to that.
Fair.
So that's so hopefully this movie reinvigorates a lot of people's, or just introduces Fantastic Four to a new generation of kids. So that's just me. I'm not gonna say what I originally said.
No, that's what
but
I'll keep that tucked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Hell yeah.
I was playing Marvel Rivals, and do you have any characters that you wish would be in it?
That I want in it? Ooh,
yeah.
Okay. I mean, I want Juggernaut. I know he might be another like Hulk clone, but I don't know. I just feel like he'd be fun.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah. I don't know. I just thought he'd be cool. I don't know. I just thought it'd be fun. Yeah. You?
Darkhawk.
Okay.
You know Darkhawk?
Okay, briefly, like very, very subtly. Like,
so Darkhawk, his name is Christopher Powell. He has I think that's his name. But when I was a kid, a friend of mine's uncle gave him a bunch of comics. And then I was like, yo, I'll give you my Xbox 360 controller for all those comics.
Trade, nice trade. Good economy. There you go.
It was the whole Darkhawk series. And then when I opened it, I was like, Darkhawk? What the fuck is this? And then I read it and I was like, oh, this is cool. So it's essentially about a kid who finds a gem. And when he finds a gem, he can transport his consciousness into an android. And it's kind of like it looks like a crazy Sentai like Hawk, and it's badass. And
it sounds like an anime. It sounds like some JJK shit.
Yeah. So I feel like Marvel Rivals has been doing a lot of like giving a platform to lesser known characters, which is what you're supposed to, I guess. So why not Darkhawk? That dude hasn't been relevant in a really long... There was one brief moment where comic book fans were like, oh yeah, you better buy it because James Gunn is going to use them. And I'm like, what? why would he use Darkhawk? And then he kind of came back in the.
Is that because off of the Guardians of the Galaxy kind of hype where they were just like pulling all these different characters?
Well, I'm pretty sure he became. I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure I vaguely remember he was a part of the New Guardians with Beta Ray Bill.
Okay.
But I can't really remember because I read so much. And then he had a new series where a new kid gets the gem, and Homeboy's from the Bronx.
Nice.
So
speaking of, I want Taskmaster in there.
Oh, because he's from the Bronx, right?
Yeah, he's one of the few. The few Bronx.
Marvel, get your shit together, bro.
Come on,
we need some Bronx people. They're always playing.
It's funny because they're like, "Oh, Stan's from there. Why ain't they take none of his people?"
Stan Lee.
That's what I'm saying.
He's from the X.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, like, I guess is it just because he's the source? Is that what it is? He's just like,
the Bronx is too hot. Well, there's nothing going on in the Bronx, I guess. Yankee Stadium. Yeah, but Manhattan is where it's at, and I get it. Everybody loves Manhattan, but give the Bronx like a real
Bronx is
hero.
Listen, give a mainland.
Exactly.
Yeah, but yeah, Taskmaster would be fun. Yeah,
Taskmaster in Marvel Rivals.
Yeah,
I think there's a lot that could be done. He could have like
because the idea like the gadgets, because it reminded me of like Moon Knight in a way, but like. Still
he would have Captain America's shield.
Have the shield.
He would have.
He could do everything.
Yeah. So it would be like his own amalgam.
He'd be very difficult to play because he probably doesn't have like the maximum strength amount on either side, but he can just be so versatile. He can do whatever.
I think they could do that.
Yeah.
I think they could do that. But everybody's gonna pick the obvious, Silver Surfer, Ghost Rider, Carnage.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd
That's why I wanted some like a lesser, or just like, because well, you even said that in previous videos. We were like, this is a good opportunity for them to boost up the lesser known names, like your Cloaks and Daggers and your Jeff the Sharks and all these people.
There was this couple from Hong Kong, and they were like, "Yo, you got Cloak and Dagger books?" And I'm like, "What the?" That was wild.
Yeah,
and we didn't have anything, so I was like, "Wow, that's interesting." Who nobody asked for that, but I know like hardcore comic fans, they're optimistic about the game and hoping that it's going to get new readers, and I feel like they're a little over exaggerating a little bit. But there's not as much people coming into the shop as I expected that play Marvel Rivals. And at most, we've been selling a lot of trades, so I guess that's good. But there's definitely interest in people wanting to know about these characters, so that's always a good thing. More international.
It's a start.
Yeah, so
it's a start. So yeah, every time I show up, I gotta see. Since we've been talking about Marvel Rivals and everything, if you got any suggestions, some stuff people should read, or anything, or just in general, anything that's like caught your eye, and it's like, yo, you need to get on this for real.
Well, Thor. By Donny Cates.
Ooh, okay. Where my Thor main is at.
That was cool. They introduced this new villain called Black Winter.
Okay.
And it kind of hints that Black Winter was a multiversal apocalypse kind of guy. And they kind of teased the fact that he was in the DC universe. And I thought that was pretty cool. Galactus was in it, and then they kind of reinvent his backstory a little bit, if I remember correctly. There was another time where Thor couldn't use his hammer, and then it ended up Loki being able to pick it up. It was cool. It was interesting. There's like a lot of cool things happening. I thought that was really great. Black Winter is a really good character. They haven't used him again, so I think they should bring him back.
It's time. It's overdue.
I mean, it's been 5-6 years since they used them. We were at 2025. Yeah. So it's been 5 years. Donny Cates had made 2 really good villains for Marvel. He made Black Winter. He made Null. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. But that was one of my favorite Thor stories personally for me. And then we have Immortal Hulk.
Hulk is Hulk is one of my mains.
So this one kind of reinvents the Hulk mythos.
Okay.
I've read a few issues of it, didn't read the whole thing, but some people say that this is the greatest Hulk series of all time.
Really?
Hands down. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, people have literally told me that. I've read a few issues, but
that's one of the few that I collect regularly. Like I got some Black Panther, but I ain't heard about this. I gotta.
Yeah. So they introduce a lot of things like how the Hulk has like this split personality disorder.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why there's Savage Hulk, Devil Hulk, Joe Fix-It.
Yeah.
So now they kind of canonize that Hulk has multiple personalities, and they also go really deep into the lore, introducing this thing called the Green Door, where if anybody has ever had a connection to that gamma radiation, they have some connection to Hulk. And then
Hulk is almost like an alter ego, second realm type situation.
Exactly.
Damn, that's actually kind of cool. Yeah.
And Hulk is immortal.
Yeah.
So he can never die. And it's a very horror, very universal. And honestly, like people really rage about it. My favorite short story that they did, I think it was called The Green Door, where the same cosmic radiation is an asteroid that hit a bunch of cavemen, and a caveman, he turned into Hulk. So I didn't really read enough to see if they ever like went back on that, but I remember reading that and I was like,
it's such a verse, and it's like it's simplicity done right, because you think it's just a giant green rage monster, but there's just too many layers with the second character, with whether it's a Bruce or somebody else. Like I feel like every iteration of Hulk has been entertained to watch, whether it's the TV show, whether it's any of the games. Like Hulk Ultimate Destruction is like up there. The Incredible Hulk game that tied into the Edward Norton movie,
I've never played that one.
It's like $90 at Book Off.
They overpriced everything there. Book
but it
off,
is good.
Get your shit together.
Yes, but that is a good game. I would have paid $75. Is what I'm saying.
I feel like a kid I knew. I feel like I bought Hulk Ultimate Destruction for like $5 back in like 2003.
It's so good. It's so good. You can make boxing gloves
out of the cars, right? I remember that. Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah.
But then so with Immortal Hulk, it was the greatest thing to ever come out. And then it was followed by one of the worst Hulk stories I had ever read. And then it was about Bruce Banner can remote control the Hulk's consciousness. He could control the Hulk's body. And then he had the Hulk's consciousness.
Is that like Smart Hulk type situation, or?
Nah.
Because they fuse in that one, right? Something like that. Like the whole idea.
Yeah. But this one, Bruce Banner found a way to like pilot control the Hulk, and then the Hulk had all this goofy machinery on
mecha. So they mecha.
Yeah, and then
the Hulk Zord.
It got even crazier because the real Hulk was like fighting an infinite. Like he was on, when you pick survival mode in the game and then you just try and beat the levels. That's what he was doing. He was in like some danger room situation and he was like destroying a bunch of stuff. And he was able to get him so angry that he literally turned, I'm not even lying, into some Attack on Titan type shit.
Of course, flashback shit.
And then
I knew it.
And then they called him Titan Hulk. It was literally silly. I don't even know. We went from the greatest Hulk story ever told to like the worst Hulk story ever told. But then they recovered with this new recent Hulk by Philip Kennedy Johnson, which was amazing. And they kind of carried on where Immortal Hulk left off. And I don't even want them to reference, what is it, Smashtronaut, whatever. It was silly. I don't ever want to go back to that ever again.
I don't even know what Smashtronaut is, but it's
silly.
It sounds like a ska band that
I'll show you. I'll show you.
That didn't make it.
It was.
They opened for No Doubt one time.
They opened for the Mighty Boss Tones.
Yeah. Give it up for Smashtronaut.
It was just fucking. It was the worst.
Sad.
I just that. But lastly, if you do like Superman, you gotta hold on to this one.
Oh, it's a Bible. Oh yeah.
This is the Super Sons, and this was, that's so this was John Kent and Damian Wayne, and this was really, really popular during Rebirth. Superman Rebirth was like really cool. It was really popping, and I really, really liked the take that they did on Superman. That was the first time.
So it's like the art style all the way through.
Yes,
this is really cool. I like this.
I think Dan Mora did the art, but I could be wrong. I don't know. His name is not on it, but
man.
I don't. Jorge Jimenez.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jorge Jimenez. All the women like him. Yeah, he's like a crazy artist. But so this one, I'm really sad that they made John Kent older, because I really feel like with the kids, they could have done so much with John Kent when he was a kid, and Damian Wayne, because this duo was like, you got the soft-hearted kid,
right?
That's super powerful, could freaking
all-American good boy.
Could destroy you with the flick of a finger, and then you get like this angsty bag.
He looked angsty.
Yeah,
he looked like he stole that bike that he's riding.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's what they were going for. So it was really good. Super Sons. And definitely check out Superman Rebirth. In my opinion, is one of the better Superman stories. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, All-Star Superman, boo boo bee boo," but Peter Tomasi really did a great job with Superman Rebirth.
Hell yeah, man! Yeah, I'm gonna check this one out.
Any last?
Be excited for this new era. Whatever's happening now in comics, just be excited for it, man. We went through a weird couple of years, but I'm feeling positive about everything that's coming out now, both Marvel, DC, all of it. So
yes,
check it out, man. That's it.
I'm
learning more now. I'm learning more this year than I learned last year, and I'm gonna learn more next year because you got the one and only.
Yes, and show up, support your local comic book stores.
Yes, pull up to Midtown Comics.
Yeah, or here.
Yeah.
Just people know me now.
Yeah. Just look for this guy right here.
Yeah, the guy with the face tattoos.
Yeah, look at the guy with the face tattoos.
That's how they know me now. The guy with
we'll talk you under the table on knowledge. I'm telling you, like, looks are deceiving. This guy's got it in there.
I look like I listen to a lot of Dipset.
Yes.
Yeah, but I have been reading this one manga called Under Ninja.
Okay.
And I thought that was really cool because
that and Fable I've seen in your story.
Yeah, because everybody was really, really going to Sakamoto Days is
and it is one of my favorites.
You like that?
I like Sakamoto Days, man. You don't like shonen though, so I get it.
Yeah.
But as far as shonen goes, the action is so fun. It's like John Wick junk food to the maximum, and I like it. I rock with it, man. Come on. He's deflecting bullets with chopsticks.
That's ridiculous.
Bro. Come on, bro.
That's ridiculous.
The old man who cuts the car. Come on, man. This is fun. It's goofy and it's fun. I'm here for it.
It just made me want to read something better.
No, I get what you said. It is action junk food, but that's what I want.
Well, the first few volumes, I was like, when the manga first came out, I was like, oh, this is cool. Like, this is cool. And then it became like a villain of the week type situation for me. And I'm like, all right, this is kind of getting repetitive, so I'm gonna leave.
I read more into it, and it gets a little past that, and that's what I'm excited because I'm not caught up yet.
That's what somebody told me.
Yeah,
that's what somebody told me, but I'm already out. At that point, I think I was reading Dan Dan.
Okay, and Dan Dan was
the best shonen I feel like to come out in the last several years.
Okay,
so if you're gonna read it, like, if you want me to like a shonen, Dan Dan.
There you go.
By far,
there you go.
The best thing.
It's the least shonen of shonens, but yes.
I think it's the most shonen of shonen.
Really?
Yeah. They got the loser geek kid with the hot chick, and then.
Well, I feel like it's like shonen shoujo.
It's shonen shoujo, shonen battle,
comedy, slice of life mix.
Yeah.
Crossroads.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
So you don't really get a shonen recommendation out of me all that much, but Dandadan was fire. But outside of that, Under Ninja.
All right, I'm gonna check it out.
Fire. I'm checking Fable.
Fable.
Fire. If you like Sakamoto Days, Under Ninja and Fable will change your life.
Okay.
And then you'll never go back to shonen ever again.
I've been preaching this for 4 years. If you ain't watched Vinland Saga yet, I don't know what's wrong with you. But I'm gonna leave that there for me.
I was reading Vinland Saga as it was coming out.
Yeah.
And I was begging people to read it. I was like, please read it. Please. And they were like,
change your life.
It was good.
It'll change your life, man.
It was good. And you know what was like the big thing about it for me? Was that the shonen heads were like, oh, I didn't like season 2. And I knew that was going to happen. I knew that was going to happen.
Because y'all don't like character development.
No. They just want to see fighting.
Yeah. Y'all don't like the aftermath of that big battle you saw 2 seasons ago. You don't like that.
No.
Man got PTSD. Working his demons out on the farm.
Yeah. He was just like, yo, I could mop everybody and escape.
Yeah.
But I don't want to.
I won't do that, man. I got to do my time. I got to do my time.
Listen, the second season was great.
Yeah.
It gets even better. Vinland Saga is probably our modern day Vagabond.
Yeah. I can believe it. Yeah.
But it's going to actually get finished.
Yeah.
And that Vagabond dude, he don't finish nothing. Like, Jesus Christ, bro. Has he ever finished anything?
I don't think so. I was about to say at least Takashi finished one with Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh, that was finished. Yeah,
so at least he got one in his, because I was gonna say the only other person was him. You can't finish nothing.
I mean, Slam Dunk, I don't think was finished.
Really? Oh, wow.
He did a one about wheelchair basketball, which was fire, not finished. Vagabond, fire, not finished. Berserk, fire, not finished. It seems like all the most iconic stuff is just not finished. Would you rather it be not finished? Would you rather somebody else pick up?
Sometimes, or just like, hey, you know what? Just drop like 5 more chapters and wrap it up real quick, or like movie anime style it.
But then what if homeboy dies? So like then what's gonna happen? You gonna leave it?
I would say finish it, but you might be disrespecting wishes. Or if you're gonna do it, like do like an open-ended type thing.
So I think like I was speaking about this with somebody, and I feel like manga is very relatively new to comics. It started literally in like the 60s. I want to say that's when we really got manga as I don't want some manga actually the first manga.
No, but you're right. It was because they got hold of comics post-war, and then they just started going crazy. They were like, oh, I like the style, I like what I'm doing. The cartoons were there, the animes were all there, and it's just like, it is relatively, at least I know it's definitely behind.
Yeah, so we were just talking about Plastic Man, and Homeboy came out in the early 40s.
Right. So
a lot of the more iconic guys in manga that have been around for so long, they're all still alive.
Right.
And they're just now passing away. So I feel like when we talk about the big 3, right? We got One Piece, Naruto, and Dragon Ball Z, right?
Bleach.
And yeah, sure.
It's Bleach. It's Bleach.
So when those
Dragon Ball's the dad.
When those dudes pass away, I'm just listen. I don't shonen.
Yeah.
So maybe Bleach is in there. I don't know.
It's in there. It's in there.
You're gonna get roasted in the comments. I already know.
Nah, not even. I got soldiers. I got Bleach soldiers on this side.
I don't know.
1,000-Year Blood War arc.
Listen, I'm not a soldier of.
You want to talk about good shonen? You want to talk about good shonen? Go ahead, pull that on. Go ahead and put that on.
Was Bankai Ichigo? is he like OP?
He's. Just watch it, man. I'm just.
That's too many episodes. But when these guys die, are they gonna keep the money train rolling?
Legacy wise, yeah, but they don't got to do anything else. They could do one shots and call it a day.
Because I hear that like that's like when manga people try and talk to me about why they don't like American comics, and I like both. I've been reading manga and American comics 20 years. That people go, oh, well, manga ends, and I'm like, are you serious? Like One Piece, Naruto, DBZ.
And I would say I think it's also a cultural thing over there. Like, I don't think they would want like anybody to pick up their mantle with the pen. and then I don't think anyone else would want to pick it up. Like it's like a weird respect thing. Whereas here, it's like we think of it as like paying homage, where it's like, all right, I know you created this character, but I'm gonna do my version. He's gonna do his version. We're gonna do this version, and then now the character's almost 100 years old. I don't know if Japan gets down like that.
But wait, they haven't been forced.
They haven't been forced to.
Yeah, they haven't been forced.
Yeah.
So
this could be the turn of it.
It could be. It could. I don't know yet. I don't know, but like Dragon Ball Z.
With the guy who his understudy,
Toriyama.
and his understudy who did super and supervised. So maybe he's the first one to do it.
Yeah, but we got the dude Kujimori. He's doing Berserk.
Yeah,
he's finishing Berserk.
Well, then let it happen. Let it happen.
So it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Then they will never end Dragon Ball Z. It just makes too much money. It prints money.
Yeah.
So like that's kind of, they're not put in that corner yet where it's like, we can't end this.
Yeah,
it makes money.
It'll happen because we're getting a switch too, and that's why I know finally Japan's getting down with like, if we did it right once, let's just keep going.
Yeah,
let's just keep going.
I mean at the minimum it might not happen as much as American Comics, because American Comics you get like 30 issues.
Yeah.
And then you're all right, get out. It's this guy's turn.
You'll do some one shots, some weird side adventures or something, just to keep it going, to maybe get it like an anime run or something like that.
And then you'll probably get one understudy that's going to be doing it for the next 10, 20 years. So that's probably what I think might happen. But that was just something that I wanted to.
Well, I'm gonna be back. So like again, shout out Midtown Comics.
Yes.
Pull up to any of them. There's a bunch in the city. There's one in Queens.
They got the dollar books. They always got some crazy sales out there.
Pull up, or just hey, if you're not in the city, if you're anywhere around in there, just go to your local comic book shop.
Yes,
and check out some comics. Start reading some stuff. They got comics here. They got graphic novels. They got manga. They got all sorts of stuff. Action figures, everything. So
yes, as you can see.
Pull up, So pull up. Adam West, that guy.
Yes. Yes.
So pull up. But we'll catch y'all next time.
All right. Yes. Bye.
Cheers.